Hello, new students and parents. I just want to create a little video to help you be successful in the new OMHS lessons here at MOVA. I just want to show you a couple different lessons. I want to show you how to go through the lessons, how you as the learning coach can check on your students' progress. So yes, students, that means be careful because we can actually see stuff that you'll be surprised about. And also just in general, how to be successful. So, I'm going to go over some regular lessons, some quizzes in the lesson, and also some teacher grade assignment in the lesson. And we'll just kind of show you step by step several different things. So, at the very, very beginning, you should be able to get logged on to the OMHS, which is the main page right here. And it will have your name in the top right-hand corner, along with any unread emails. Emails are very important, so please make sure those emails are read. And over here, you have my schedule, classes, and announcements. If you go ahead, I'm going to show you specifically in science, but this goes with all your classes. If you click on classes, and then come down, you're looking for Summit class, not the Stride class. The Stride class is a practice thing that we don't mess with too very often. The Summit Science. If you're in life science, it'll say Summit Life Science. If you're in earth science, Summit Earth Science. If you're in physical science, it'll say Summit Physical Science. So go ahead, log into there. And there's lots of really interesting, important things. So first, if you look at the very top, class home will take you to the home page. The plan will take you to show you everything that's due. Content will actually take you to the actual lessons. Again, science does not have a book. Everything is the online lessons. Progress and grades. So we're going to take a quick look at some of these grades so I can show you a couple of things before we get started too much. So, because you're a new student, you'll probably see stuff that says exempted. If it says exempt, that means you do not have to do the assignments. And later on, as you start doing the assignments, we actually have 3 quiz retake policy. So if you notice you're failing a quiz, you can retake it. If you notice there's a graded assignment or a test you didn't do on, you can redo it. So, I just want to point out, again, the way I got there is I hit grades, and this will give you access to all your grades. If it's exempt, don't do it. If it is a graded assignment and you want to redo it, go ahead and redo it. And if it's a quiz with a low grade, you're free to go and redo it. So, back to this home page. So, learning coaches, parents, you're going to love this next thing I'm about to show you. Students, especially if you're a student who has a tendency not to complete everything that's supposed to, you're going to hate me for what I'm about to show your learning coaches. So, if you ever need to check the progress, you can actually hit this progress button and it will show you how long your student spent on different parts of the assignments. Just so you know, an average lesson should take around 20 minutes or more. Very rarely should they be in a lesson for less than 20 minutes. So, if you click right here, you can go see the grades, even though I do like the grades tab more, it's more detailed. But, if you come over here to content, you can actually see how much the students have completed. So, I'm actually going to scroll down and hit all the topics, because it breaks it down individually. What pops up first is the most recent stuff. And if you click on more, you can actually view everything piece by piece. So for example, if you want to check Unit 3, you come over here to Unit 3. This is all the lessons and assignments that is done with Unit 3. So if we come over here, let's say 3.02, Steiner's Principle. We click right on this little arrow. It will show you first the last time it was visited. And then, if you click on Learn, you can actually see how long the person spent on each thing, and how many times they visited. So, lesson introduction should usually only take about a minute and a half, couple of minutes to read. So, that's not too bad. Right here, read Steiner's Principle, that's 34 seconds. It probably should have taken a little bit longer to read that, but some of those are pretty short. And then right here, Explore. Anything that says Explore should have at least 10 to 15 minutes on it, because that's the meat of the lesson. And then lesson checks are usually pretty quick. And then if you want to see how long they spent on doing the actual assignment, here we go. A quiz took 7 minutes. If you see that a quiz took they did it in 15, 20 seconds, parents, make them redo it and make them take their time. Because there's usually on a quiz, there's 5 questions. If they're getting done in 15 seconds, they're not even taking the time to read it. They're just guessing. So students, don't do that. Sometimes, I'll show you something. This is actually kind of makes me really sad when I see stuff like this. But sometimes, we see lessons that we can tell the students just rushed through. So yes, it does give you a green check mark or a black check mark, letting you know that you've completed an assignment. So notice right here, we have all these check marks. That's saying that yes, you clicked on them, but as we're about to learn, I'm going to click on show this right here. Notice 48 seconds, 3 minutes to do the reading, guys. That's really, really fast. 9 seconds for the lesson review. And then look right here, we can actually see there's a couple of lessons they skipped completely. You should never be skipping a lesson. I mean, this one right here, yes, even though it has no assignments, just a learning progress, usually the next quiz will usually have something from a previous one. So not all lessons have assignments or quizzes with them, but you still need to read through them because the next quiz will have some of that stuff. So you need to make sure you read all your lessons. Notice right here, no check marks, which means they have never visited the site. So that's one quick way you can check parents. Notice right here, they have a check mark, means they went to the lesson, but notice they did not do the assessment. So that lets you know that they need to make sure they go back and do all those assignments. So let me go ahead and help you to know how to do an assignment. So if we come back to the main page, notice over here it'll have your grade, your progress, and then also any overdues you might have. If it's overdue, that means it was due previously. To access your lessons, if you come over here under class plan, sometimes it's hidden, you click that arrow to show it, you'll have your current lessons and also your future lessons right here. So right there where it says quiz, you should never take a quiz without doing the lesson. So go find the lesson that goes with it, 5.11 quiz, 5.11 lesson. Click on it. And as you do that, it'll take you to the actual lesson. So click right here to the lesson introduction. Start from the beginning. You need to read from the very, very beginning, guys. If you scan through it, you'll probably not have that great of grades. So, here we go. If you have trouble reading, if you struggle with reading, that's okay. If you come right over here where it says reading off, if you click on it, you can actually tell it to read for you. And it'll even let you follow along. So don't just listen to it. I would encourage you to continue to try to read with it. And if you don't know what a word means, you can actually hit the word define, and you can highlight something, and it will actually let you, and then hit define, and it will tell you the definition of it. And if you do have trouble hearing, you just click on that, and it will read it for you. So again, even if you struggle with reading, you can actually let this read to you. And you have some different stuff. If you have trouble with English, you can actually hit translate, and you can actually translate it into a couple different languages. So, you need to read through this. Again, do not just click through so you get the check marks. You need to be reading through this information. Sometimes it'll always give you a student guide. That's kind of just more of an outline. And so notice this arrow is faded out, which means I come over here to the top right-hand area and I can go to the next activity. Because again, there's different sections. That was the introduction. Usually doesn't take very long. Now comes the meat, where it says read. This is like reading from the chapter, from a book, a textbook. Read this information. Pay attention to anything in blue. Those are always very important. Make sure you read through the stuff. Don't just click through. Like right now, I'm just clicking through. Well, yes, I'll get the check mark, but I won't know what's going on during the quiz. So hurricanes may be well known for their powerful destructive winds and pelting rain. Read through the whole thing. That way you're ready for the actual quiz. Throughout the lesson, we'll have like these little checkup stuff. It'll have you go ahead and try to do it. So hurricanes form over the blank in warm regions. Notice, I didn't read it, so I don't know what it is. So you just drag stuff. Notice, it didn't stick. Oh, there we go. You gotta make sure you bring it on. You just kind of drag it wherever it goes. And when you think you got it, hit check. Oh, it won't let you hit check until you do all of them. And so you just, whoops. Sometimes it is a little finicky. So you gotta make sure you get it dragged into all the correct spots. And then you hit check. Notice I got them all wrong. So I can do replay and redo the activity. Do not spend too much time on this. This is just kind of a reading check. If you end up getting like 2 wrong, go ahead and move on. If you got them all wrong, that means you might need to go back and reread those assignments. And then make sure you do it. Now these are interesting. So sometimes your quizzes and stuff, this has this reveal hurricane. If you click reveal, it'll show you something. So this is talking about hurricane speed, 74 to 95. To move to the next one, you click on number 2, and then click on reveal. This is important because sometimes for your teacher graded assignments, they'll have different parts, and the instructions are almost always set up like this. So you need to click on the 3, click reveal. If you go, oh no, I forgot what number 1 was, go back to number 1, category 1 hurricane, reveal. So whenever you have tools like this, make sure you click on reveal, and it'll show you what it looks like. Like I said, sometimes you have your lessons on how to do stuff, especially for a teacher graded assignment, which is usually you'll have to open up in Word. It's more complicated than a simple multiple choice quiz, and it has specific instructions in the lessons. And you need to read the lessons, guys. For those teacher graded assignments, the instructions are in the lesson. If you just go and click on the assignment without doing the lesson, you will not have any idea what's going on. Because sometimes they make perfect sense from just looking at just the assignment, and sometimes if you look at the assignment without the lesson, it means absolutely nothing to you. So make sure you read through all of it. And as you go through, you can hit these buttons if you want, or you can continue hitting these buttons. There's little videos. Watch little videos. Sometimes they help out. Hit the next button to see what's going on. You want to keep on doing it. It's talking about predicting hurricanes. Click the next arrow. Then again, remember those little review things. Go ahead. If you get it right, awesome. If you get it wrong, just kind of move on. Ironically, I'm getting them all right. There we go. Got one wrong. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Just move on. If you got them all wrong really badly, then you may want to just go and review again. Because if you're not doing great on here, you're probably not ready to take the quiz. So, there we go. It'll let you know how you did. I got 6 out of 10. Not that great. You move on. Finish reading everything. Notice this arrow's faded out. So go ahead, click the next button. This has a lesson review. This is really good. If you can usually answer these type of questions, that means you're probably ready to take the quiz. So what types of weather conditions can be found in a hurricane? If you're like, okay, I got that. You answer it. You click on answer. You were right. Then that means you probably had a good understanding of what the lesson was about. If you have no idea what this is talking about, you might need to go back. Then you can go ahead and hit next, and it will go ahead and take you to your quiz. So your quiz is a little different setup, and it takes a little while. Notice, even after you take it, you can go ahead and review it, which I always suggest. If you've already taken it once, click on review, or you can go ahead and click on retake. And if you click on retake, it'll let you do it. Also, we let you do an open book quiz. So if you want to open up in another tab the lesson while taking the quiz, go for it. So again, you can go to back content, and you can actually open up the quiz in a new link right over here. And it'll usually take a little while. And then you can actually hit take or retake, and then open up your lesson. So again, this is a 5.11. Open up the 5.11 Learn, and take them side by side. And look, it's open book quiz. So make sure you take your time and find the answer inside the quiz. If you have any questions or concerns, please let me know. But that's a good way. If you do lessons like this, you'll be able to figure out what's going on. And again, if you ever do have any questions or concerns, email me, call me, and I'll be sure to get back to you. Have a wonderful day, guys.